Last week, we've been talking about how Thai people are not so happy, especially from the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the economic situation. Tonight, we're going to look at the other side of it because it has been reported that the household economy will remain fragile for the rest of the year, despite that it has been improving since last month. So according to the Kasikorn Research Center's Economic Condition Index, or the ECI report, Thailand's household economy has improved but will remain fragile for the rest of the year due to a combination of flooding, rising energy prices, and the uncertainty over the COVID-19 pandemic. And if we look at the ECI index for September, Thailand's index for September is 36.6, and that is a slight improvement from August, which was recorded at 33, thanks to the government's easing of lockdown restrictions such as malls and eateries being allowed to resume limited operations. But although the September index has improved, the number is still relatively low compared to last year, as many households were worried about the increased spending on energy, public utilities, as well as debt. And if we really look into the living expenses that people in Bangkok have to deal with, we can see that the salary is not even enough to cover the living expenses, not to mention other expenses as well, such as traveling expenses, accommodation expenses, as well as other things. And if we look at the infographic we're showing you right here, people in Bangkok earn around 26,000 baht a month. And this is not even enough to cover the living expenses, which is on average about 33,000 baht a month. And this also includes traveling expenses, accommodation expenses as well. But if we compare Bangkok with other cities in the ASEAN region, Bangkok is only behind Singapore, being the city that has the highest living expenses in the ASEAN region. But if we notice carefully, Singapore earns much more than their living expenses, so their quality of life in general is much better than people in Bangkok. And other cities that are quite similar to Bangkok in terms of having their salaries that are much lower than the living expenses in general are Ho Chi Minh City, Jakarta, and Manila of the Philippines. Well, including the traveling expenses, this also includes the oil prices that have gone up and down during the past week. But if we really compare the oil prices as of Wednesday to the oil prices back in April, you can see that the prices, whether it's diesel, gasoline, or gasohol, it has been increasing every single month. And of course, it definitely affects people when they have to travel around the city or to other provinces as well.